Chase Elliott gets it done at home in Atlanta at Eco Park Speedway, which I will never be calling it again after that. Chase gets it done. The Sirens are rolling in Dawsonville at the pool hall. What a race this thing was. I mean, I've been telling people for about a year and a half now. If there is one race that I would get you to watch that will make you become a NASCAR fan, it is this race. It is this race. It is the race in Atlanta. With this current package, it has provided tremendous racing over the last 2 years, and we're finally getting into that sweet spot, that old Daytona feel. And quite honestly, this is the one shoe-in that you're gonna have a good race each and every single time. We're probably gonna have about a 5-year stretch of this before the asphalt gets a little bit too worn out to be able to keep running the restrictor plates. And then we're going to be reverting back to an older style Atlanta. Not quite to that point yet, but nonetheless, this kind of race is going to attract the casual fans, the people that are kind of watching but not really, and they come in and they just kind of sit down and they watch it, and they're like, oh my God. You have a 25-car pileup in the process. You have great racing. Yeah, there were a lot of cautions. It was a wreck fest, but the racing was good. And TNT, they did a phenomenal job at that too. Everybody involved did a phenomenal job. And I am very, very pleased as a racing fan to have watched this race. And it was time well spent. And I am very, very excited for when we come back next year. Because Atlanta is quickly becoming one of my more favorite tracks. I mean, Bristol is always going to be, it's always going to be a favorite. It's always going to be my favorite, no matter how bad the racing is. I'm always going to be excited for Bristol. I'm always going to be over the moon excited for Martinsville, Darlington, Daytona, Talladega. But this one's getting into that echelon. This is getting up there. And I do like Georgia. Even though I'm in Ohio. Long story. I'll tell that in a football one. I'll tell that in a football video, but, we'll get there when we get there. But nonetheless, this race, I can't say enough good things about it. So, the big one, it's a product of this style of racing. Almost all the cautions we had is a product of this kind of racing. Bad push, bad time. And I do got to give Bowman a lot of credit, and so does Chase. Alex Bowman jumped on the grenade for Chase. If Bowman doesn't dive down to the inside and kind of make that slide job even longer for Keselowski, or dang near impossible, then there's a good shot that it'll certainly be a race to the line, and Keselowski probably wins it. Because the car that's always charging late usually wins that close to the line. And then we're talking about Brad Keselowski being in the playoff, and Chase Elliott just misses out just by that little much once again. So, let's take a look at these standings, shall we? This part has absolutely 100% zero meaning. None. Zilch. Nada. And I really wish that I could see everything on here But because there's a Hardee's ad on here, I cannot see crap. Good Lord. Get it together, NASCAR. And here we are with those Hardee's. I'm never going to Hardee's again. After this small experience. So, this part, zero meaning. Everybody's won. At least, everybody's won. Everybody's in. Then you got Tyler Reddick. Back to no meaning because people have won. Or are very safely and securely into the playoffs, like Tyler Reddick. Briscoe, I think he is... he's in very good shape for it. Then you got a lot more of not important. And then we get to the points. Don't ask me how the points work out because I have no idea. And they do not have a special page for it. They just have the normal driver's points as if they're trying to hide something. Gee, maybe because if they did the old style of the Winston Cup Series, if they did that point system with that style of point system, let's take a look. What would it look like? What could it possibly look like? It couldn't be as good as this. I mean, every race matters because if you win and you're in, and you get this, and then that, and then, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 NASCAR Winston Cup Series standings. You can follow him on Twitter. He does the whole points thing. And I am incredibly impressed. And I am very, very pleased with the effort that has gone into this. And the link to his X will be below in the description on the YouTube channel. But let's take a look at this, shall we? Chase Elliott is the new leader, jumping 3 spots over Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson. And then you have William Byron dropping 3 spots after his rough day. He was one of those that was out early in one of the big wrecks. Again, 36 cars were involved in wrecks. And then you have Denny. These top 4 are well within a half of a race of each other with the old point standings. We have a 4-horse season-long race with Chase, Bell, Larson, and Byron, where each and every single race truly, really matters. And then, about a race and a half behind, nothing that is insurmountable. Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick. All those are within 1.5 to 2 races of each other. And all 4 of those are capable of going on a run. Hell, we've seen it from Hamlin time and time again. And then you have Buescher, Blaney, Bowman, Logano, all the rest. That is that would be very rough sledding from there. But just imagine for a moment, if you will, the stories that come from this, the intensity that climbs each and every single week. Bell, he's looking for his first. William, he's looking for his first. Hamlin, he's looking for his first. Briscoe, Chastain, Reddick, all of them looking for their first title. Elliott, Larson, they're looking for their second titles. Like, this is a fight. A 8-way fight. Each and every single week would matter. I mean, oh my God. And we're being robbed of this. We are being absolutely, totally robbed of this. because of the current point standings. I know I do this every single time I do a NASCAR video, but it is absolutely astounding on the amount of damage that this playoff system is doing to NASCAR. It is astounding. I mean, again, Bell, 50 behind. Larson, 60 behind. Byron, 65 behind. Hamlin, Briscoe, 244 points behind. In the old system, that's about a race and a half. Along with Chastain, 252, and Tyler Reddick, 270. Now, I was talking with my buddy during this race. And we were talking, how different would it be if they did the Winston Cup style? How different would it be? Because the Penske's, they've got it figured out. And this isn't like a shot at Penske or Logano or Blaney's championships, because they game the system. That is the system. This is a shot at NASCAR. Penske has mastered better than anybody. They know you have to win at Las Vegas in order to win the championship. You have to win at Las Vegas. Winning at Martinsville or whatever the other one is. I can't remember what the other race is. But winning at Las Vegas is your best shot. As we're still waiting for my computer to load. But this rate, I'm going to hammer this every single time. The only two races that truly matter as it pertains to a championship is Las Vegas and Phoenix, and Las Vegas being more important. When you look back at all the times that they've won, that a championship has been won, the first win comes at Las Vegas. Talladega and Martinsville becomes very, very irrelevant, because the guy who wins this race only solely cares about this race. Phoenix. They can run dead last at Talladega and Martinsville. They can run dead last, smack a wall. Completely and totally irrelevant, because they're in. And you're going to see this year in the playoffs, where it is even more of a hindrance. You're going to see it at Bristol, under the lights. You're probably going to see it at Gateway, Worldwide Technology Raceway. You may even see it at Darlington. Actually, you will see it at Darlington. You're going to have people not care about the win. Their only concern is staying in that top spot, in their spot, because if they stay in that spot, they're in. And it's going to be absolutely glaring at Martinsville and at the Roval. That's where it's going to be shining the brightest. And say you have a playoff driver first, playoff driver second, and then you have somebody just going for a win in third. Well, the guy in third, he's going to be trapped, especially at a place like Bristol. There's nothing he's going to be able to do. So he's stuck, because the first two ain't going to break the line. They're not going to be racing. They're logging laps. And that's the biggest issue that everybody's looking past, especially in the administration of NASCAR. Cut the gimmicks. Cut the gimmicks. Get rid of the gimmicks. They don't work. Especially this. What we saw in Atlanta. This whole bracket deal. It's a gimmick. Chase Elliott didn't even realize it was going on. He didn't know. He didn't know who won it. The only drivers who I don't even want to say the only drivers who care. All they care about is finishing the best possible. And when you have I appreciate the attempt. I do. I really do. But this is just a gimmick. It's a talking point. It's completely irrelevant. Denny Hamlin, he doesn't care. Ooh, $1 million on the line. He's got a $30,000 sim rig. He's not concerned about this particular challenge. Chase Elliott wasn't even aware. Carson Hocevar, okay. Blaney's out. Larson's out. I mean, all your heavy hitters are out except for Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. Those are your only heavy hitters left. And I guess Chris Buescher. And that's why you don't start something like this at a wild card like Atlanta. All the heavy hitters are out. Nobody cares anymore. Your favorite driver's out. Yeah, Ty Dillon. I knocked out your favorite driver. Well, yeah, no. Nobody's going to give a rip. I mean, you really think Elliott fans are going to be going after the 4 John Hunter Nemechek fans? Oh. Hey, it was a good attempt, but it's not working. Well, let's not go back to it. That's all that I ask. You know it doesn't work. Let's go. Let's not go back to it. So, and then we have the actual win itself. Chase Elliott winning at Atlanta. The second Georgia-born driver to win in Atlanta. The first one being dear old dad, Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, $1 million Bill. Wow, Bill. He gets the victor. He's won in Atlanta in the past. Now Chase Elliott, finally, he does it too. Snaps the winless streak. And can we please, for the love of God, end the whole, oh, Alan Gustafson doesn't know what he's doing, bull crap. Alan Gustafson is a championship-winning crew chief. He is very good at what he does. He is very, very good. And Jeff Gordon knows that. If Jeff Gordon didn't think Alan Gustafson was if Jeff Gordon thought Alan Gustafson was a moron, he wouldn't be on the pit box. Jeff Gordon works with him. Gustafson was Gordon's last crew chief. Gustafson led the 24 team to that Final Four in Gordon's last season. He got that victory at Martinsville. That, I think, 93rd and final victory. I mean, Gustafson is very good at what he does. And we can end this whole get rid of him bull crap. I've been on one side on this. There's been no flip-flopping. Quite honestly, I'm not 100% sure who the crew chief is for Brad Keselowski, but He's probably going to be on the hot seat. There's been a lot of inexcusable mistakes by Keselowski's crew chief. If anybody should be in the firing line, it's him. So, okay. I believe I've said all of my piece. One last look, make sure I did not miss anything. Yeah, Byron frustrated, Logano angry, he's angry, angry, mad, ticked off. Owners points, matchups, official cup results. See if the I'm gonna check to see what the poll looks like for Jeff Gluck. It was Atlanta, good race. Okay, I'm gonna say this is gonna be 96% yes. Oh, only 90. Wow. Obviously, in the intro, I said this race absolutely phenomenal. Right now, it's sitting at 90%. I'm a little surprised it's that low. But nonetheless, very, very happy with this race. Very pleased with what we have seen. And then next week, it is the Chicago Road Course. It is 4th of July weekend. We get all this fun stuff going on. And then the in-season okay. All right, so the in-season tournament, since I'm sure there's somebody out there that cares about it, so random person that cares about the in-season tournament for round 2. Here are the matchups. Chris Buescher versus Zane Smith. Buescher, phenomenal road course racer, but we'll get into that in the preview video, which I will be hoping to do later this week. Chase Elliott and John Hunter Nemechek. Again, Chase Elliott, good road course racer. This will actually be an interesting matchup. Ty Gibbs, AJ Allmendinger, both of them very good at road course racing. Bowman and Bubba. Priest and Gregson. Keselowski and Ty Dillon. Eric Jones and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And then Tyler Reddick versus Carson Hocevar. Quite honestly, the only groups that have fan bases are Elliott, Keselowski, Reddick, and Hocevar. And I guess since we're on the topic of Hocevar, I truly and sincerely hope that whole cultural sensitivity training that they are making him do doesn't change him one bit. You need that lightning rod in your sports. Look at the WNBA. You have your lightning rod in Caitlin Clark. The NBA, they don't have one. Nobody cares about anybody in the NBA anymore. And you have the lowest ratings in the finals in modern history since Bird and Magic came in. And in the NFL, you have multiple superstars. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Mike Vrabel's a rock star. John Harbaugh and Jim Harbaugh, rock stars. I mean, college football, you have Arch Manning, you have Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, Marcus Freeman. You have those personalities, those brands. NASCAR needs a Carson Hocevar. Someone with personality, someone who can be that lightning rod, that polarizing figure. I mean, you look at the WWE. John Cena, Stone Cold, Roman Reigns. You need that polarizing figure. Carson Hocevar can be that guy. Now, Hocevar's got to start winning. And he's had some horrific luck. But those wins will be coming. He is a talented individual. Those wins will come. But Carson Hocevar, he's got the personality that can be that transcending all-around guy that can pull NASCAR to that next stratosphere. And Hocevar, if you're somehow watching this, please, 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 do not change. 1 iota. If Mexico City is a shithole, call it a shithole. Do not back down. Do not waver. Continue to be yourself. Don't be disingenuous and fall into the wayside. Because if you start falling in line, the relevancy is going to go away. And on top of that, like I was saying earlier, yeah, Carson has to start winning. And he will. I have no doubt in my mind he will start winning. Whether it is with Spire or with a team that is more equipped to be competitive on a regular basis. I mean, you look at his teammates, and Carson Hocevar is running laps around him. So, I think I've said all my piece. So, if you haven't yet, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any NASCAR, football, Formula One, all of the above. And if you're listening on podcast, make sure to download and leave a 5-star review and push this thing to the stratosphere. Share it with your friends. Share it with your uncles, your family, your mother, your father. Hopefully he came back with the milk. But, yeah. So, alright. I've said my piece. Make sure I'll be back for the Chicago Street Course preview later this week.